are now entering a techie zone.
Hey dude, I got a Dell. Welcome back into the Mind of the Techies world, and yes, we're going to be talking about a Dell. This is the Dell Latitude C810. And I've had this for, I've had this for almost a week now, and I didn't do a unboxing video of this simply because I've done unboxing videos for like the past several months on this channel, and I think everybody's just getting a little bored with unboxing videos. So, no unboxing video of this, but you get the idea. So I bought this, of course, where else? On eBay. That's where I buy the majority of all my vintage machines I have. And really, when you think about it, it was a, I don't really want to call it a deal or a steal. I just want to say that the price I paid is cheaper than what these normally go for. And the reason I wanted this, it is an old machine, but the reason I wanted it simply because I had one many years ago. The same time I owned the G3 PowerBook, which was the last machine that you saw on this channel, I owned this in conjunction with the PowerBook. I was using this as my home computer, and the PowerBook G3 was my traveling computer, and I would leave this home. And I've kind of wanted another one of these simply just because, and so I did. And so here it is. It is a, let me see if I can get the camera around here. It is a chunky looking computer. This is a chunky computer, no doubt. This was before, I think computer manufacturers really started taking an interest in trying to make their products more thin and streamlined. It is a bulky and somewhat heavy machine. But really, these machines really weren't bad. Dell still today has their Latitude and their Inspiron series. And the Inspiron is the more consumer grade version of their machines, and the Latitude is the more professional business type end. And from what I've seen, Dell actually released a consumer version of this exact same model, and I think it was the Inspiron 8200 was the model number of that one, and it was very similar to this, except it had lower end specs and it had blanking pieces on all the extra options. So, but really, when you think about it, this really wasn't a bad machine when it came out. I can't find any specs on this machine anywhere. I mean, this machine is many years old. I do know that at the time when this was out, this would have been sold in competition. This would have been sold with the PowerBook G4 Titanium. I do know that, but I don't know the exact year when this particular model was released. It's a Pentium 3, so it was during the Pentium 3 era, but I think this was one of the last Pentium 3 machines before the P4s took over. So I'm not really certain when this machine came out, so if anybody has that, you can drop it in the comments, because I really am not sure when this machine was launched. But I do know that it was sold along with the PowerBook G4, so the G4 Titanium for that matter. So those, again, you know, they really didn't compete, I don't think, because the Latitudes were more for business people, more so professionals, where the PowerBook G4 Titanium was more for professionals. But anyway, this is the Latitude C810, and like I said, it's a chunky and heavy computer. Let's go around and see what it has for ports here. First off, let's start on the front. On the front here, we have something that I really like. This is a multi-bay. Whoa, we just went out of focus. This is a multi-bay notebook. And as you've seen with the PowerBook G3 on this channel, you've seen that on the PowerBook, it has the bays on the side. Well, Dell did a little bit differently, and they have it in the front. And the latches to release devices are on the bottom. You slide the latches, and this is a floppy drive in here. I believe it's a 3¼ inch floppy drive, I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it said, 3½ inch floppy. So in here you could pop in a CD-ROM drive, even though that this computer has a internal CD drive in it. If it fails or something, you could add in one here, or you can add a floppy drive, zip drive, or a second battery if you wanted to double your battery life. Speaking of the battery, here it is here. The battery on this machine is dunzo. It will not hold a charge at all. I had it plugged in overnight when I first got it, and it would not retain a charge at all. It's totally dead. So I will probably have to go and see if I can buy a new battery. Finding genuine batteries for this probably are going to be impossible, so I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. On this side, we have the right side speaker here. It's a really weird, bizarre place for the speakers. They put them here. I really don't understand that, but I don't know. I guess they didn't have their speaker. You know, I guess this was during the time where, you know, they didn't, where, you know, everybody didn't have a proper place for their speakers and they put them anywhere they could find them. Here we have Ethernet and 56K modem. We have a Kensington security lock. Here we have the hard drive bay with the IR sensor. We have 2 PCM CAA card slots here. We have 1394 port, or Firewire, as you Apple people may know it as us Apple people may know it as. It's Firewire. In the Apple world, it's Firewire. In the PC world, it's IEEE 1394. So, remember that. Here we have line in for your microphone. We have headphones. Well, that's microphone, headphones, and line in. The eject buttons for the PC card slot. This is the thing that really, this machine is in really good shape, minus this. This cover here, and I'll show you when I open it, this thing broke. And I think it got broken shipping because I seen the pieces of plastic in the bottom of the box, so I think it might have gotten damaged in shipping. I'm going to see if I can get another one of those and replace it. But really, that's really the only damage that's on this machine, honestly. We have dual cooling fans, a little bit of an interesting design. Here we have DC jack for power. We have PS2 for a keyboard or a mouse. VGA video out. We have a parallel or a docking station port. There's your serial port, a 25-pin serial, 25-pin parallel, 9-pin serial, 2 USB 1.1 ports, and around on the other side we have a integrated CD-DVD drive right here. I believe this is a CD-DVD drive. It will not write DVDs, but I do believe it will burn CDs. Here we have a S-video out for a TV and another Kensington security slot. I don't know, it's bizarre. And here we have a blanking piece. I'm not sure if there was another option that you could have got on this machine or what, but that's a blanking piece. There was probably something else you could have got with this machine, but I'm not entirely sure what would have been there. And then you have your other speaker here. So again, it's a really interesting design, this. Let's flip it over. It is a heavy machine. This machine is probably the heaviest laptop I actually own. It is a heavy machine. Let's see. On the bottom here we have, it's a Latitude C810. And I don't see a copyright date anywhere. Would have been nice because that would give me a idea of how old it is. I think this machine came out around 2001. There's a Windows 2000 Professional COA. So there you go. If you need a product key for Windows 2000, there you go. This machine has XP on it. There's a sticker on here. I won't show you the sticker because it has the name of a high school on it. This machine, when I bought it, it was used as a part of a school lab. It came from a high school. I won't show you the tag because it's got the high school name on it, but on the tag it says Dell Laptop Latitude C810-GL. It was used in a school district, which is a little interesting because generally when laptops are used in a school environment, they generally get all beat up and whatnot, but this one seems to have survived in very miraculous condition for some bizarre reason, but it was used in a school district, which is really interesting, again, how it managed to survive without having any real damage done to it. So let's go ahead and open it up here. And again, this latch, I don't remember the latch button on the one I had being this difficult. I may have to look at this, but there it is. You have to kind of finagle it a little bit. But here it is. Here's the Latitude C810, and it is in very nice shape on the inside, minus that broken piece. This thing right here is the thing that's broken. This is just a little cover thing that goes all the way around. It's this cover piece. I might be able to get another one of these because that just upsets me that it was. And, you know, it wasn't like that because I seen the broken pieces in the box, so it definitely got broken shipping, which just very upsets me. But again, other than that, this machine is in really nice shape for its age. And again, what's even more interesting is it was used in a school district, which you know, believe me, I've seen firsthand the kind of abuse that, you know, students put on school computers, and it's very amazing that this one was able to survive in very nice shape. So I don't understand it. Maybe it was used by a teacher, I don't know. But it's very interesting. But anyway, here we have the LCD display. I think this thing has a 14-inch active matrix LCD display. I believe it's active matrix TFT, I think, is a spec on this. Again, I can't find the specs for this anywhere online. Not even on Dell. I can't even find the owner's manual to this thing. I don't understand why I can't find it, which is just very bizarre. I mean, I can't find it online anywhere. So I don't quite understand that. Here we have Dell branding right there on the screen bezel. Latitude branding right there. You have your status light. You have power right there when it's powered on, hard drive activity, and battery. Here we have your power button here. Where are we? There we are. This I button, I think this was for some Dell help thing. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. Dell helpline, whatever. Here we have status functions. Here we have, it looks like num lock, caps lock, and scroll lock for your indicators there. Here we have the keyboard, and the keyboard has not a, I mean, the keyboard doesn't have a lot of wear on it. I mean, I know it's, well, maybe maybe it's picking up more on the video, but I mean, from looking at it with human eyes, I don't see a lot of wear on the keyboard, which is, again, very interesting. I mean, I think there's some, especially around the enter key, and, you know, I can feel some shiny spots, but it's not too bad. You know, it's not heavily worn, but I can feel there's a, I don't know, there's some smoothness here and some smoothness here, so, but it's not excessively bad, so that's good. Here we have, I don't like this, the eraser head mice. This, I believe, was originally, I think IBM was the first company to come up with this eraser head mouse. They called it AcuPoint or TrackPoint or something. I don't know. There's like 120 different names for this thing. But it's, and I don't like it. I've never been a fan of this particular pointing device, and here are the buttons for it right here above the trackpad. I've never, come on, focus. Here are the buttons here for it. Again, I don't like this pointing device. I can use it if I have to, but I don't really care for it. My personal favorite pointing device is the trackball, but that's more of a personal preference. Some people like this. This is what actually made the Dell Latitude ideal for business use. A lot of business people liked this style of pointing device, and I don't know why. I never could figure that out, but for some reason a lot of business people loved this style of pointing device. So any machine that had this style of pointing device on it was kind of a business machine. I know the only company that is still doing this, to my knowledge, is Lenovo on the ThinkPad series, and I think Lenovo is going to be taking this away. But I don't know. I think Lenovo is the only company who is still producing this particular type of pointing device on their machines. And like I said, here we have the trackpad. Again, this trackpad isn't bad. I mean, you know, this trackpad is more of a solid state. I don't want to call it solid state. It's more of a traditional trackpad compared to some others. You see, this was right around the time when trackpads were still kind of a big thing in laptops. And for some reason, the early trackpads for me were a lot better than today's trackpads. I don't like trackpads. Personally, I'm not a fan of trackpads either. I mean, I really don't like trackpads. I have gotten used to them because they're the standard pointing device on all laptops. I've gotten used to them. That doesn't necessarily mean I like them. I just got used to them. But you know, some companies went bizarre with the trackpad several years ago. I remember, I think it was HP who had a trackpad that had like all these raised things. It was just really bizarre. I mean, companies go really weird with their trackpads. Today, the only trackpad that is any good is Apple's trackpad on their MacBooks. Apple, and you know, it doesn't matter, you can love or hate Apple, but you gotta admit, Apple makes the best trackpads for laptops, hands down. The multi-touch trackpad, or now should I say the force touch trackpad, is the best trackpad out of any modern laptop, bar none. And believe me, I've used a ton of laptops over the years. Nothing is as more precise, as accurate, or more natural as the multi-touch trackpad. But enough of that. You're here to see about the Dell, not another Apple rant. But anyway, let's go ahead and power this on. And as you see here, it won't power on. The battery's stone dead. So we're going to have to, it's not stone dead, it's just done. I'm going to have to plug it in. And one thing about Dell, they used the standard Dell 3-pin power supply. This is a power supply that Dell used for many years. I don't know when Dell started using this, but I know it was sometime in the 90s they were using this style of power supply. And Dell used this for, gosh, quite a long time. Many of their machines use this style of power supply, and that's what this uses. It's a very, very common power supply. So we're just going to plug it in. And you'll see when I plug it in, we get light. And let's go ahead and power it on. Now, along with this machine, we're going to boot up into Windows XP. I believe this is XP Home, or maybe Professional. I'm not 100% certain. It might be Pro. I do plan on possibly putting a fresh load of XP on here. It looks like it was freshly loaded, but I just want to put a new fresh load on anyway, just because. Now, along with this machine, I also got this thing. Tilt it this way. It's a USB Wi-Fi dongle, and it's that 802.11n. It's a Wi-Fi dongle, but unfortunately, the driver for this is not installed, and I don't know who makes this thing. There's no name on it whatsoever. So I can't go to any website and try to find a driver for it, because I don't know who makes it. So this thing is just completely useless. So here we are. We're booted up into a load of Windows XP here. And let's get this out of here. And again, I think this is a 1 point... Let's take a look. I don't even know what this machine is, to be honest with you. I think it's a 1 point something. Let's take a look. It is running Windows XP Professional Service Pack 3, so it is Pro. It's a Pentium 3 running at 1.3 gigahertz with 256 megabytes of RAM. That RAM I do plan on upgrading. I think this machine, I'm not sure what the maximum RAM amount this machine can take. Maybe 512 megs. I'm not 100% certain, but that RAM I do plan on upgrading, just because. I don't have a whole lot to say about this machine other than what I just explained to you. There's no internet access on this because there's no internal Wi-Fi. And again, this little dongle thing, it doesn't work because the driver's not installed. When I plug it in, it doesn't do anything. The driver's missing. And I don't know who makes this thing, so I can't look up and find a driver for it, so might as well just throw it away. Because I have no use for it because I can't find the driver. Actually, I can't even get on the internet at all with this because I tried plugging in a networking cable and I found out that the Ethernet driver is not installed. And I'll show you that here in Device Manager. I'll show you that the Ethernet, whoops, the Ethernet driver for this is not installed, and I don't know why. Network adapters 1394. I don't see anything anywhere about a networking driver. There should be a Ethernet controller in here, and there isn't, and I can't find it. I found some other stuff, Ethernet something, but it's not the driver, so I don't know where the driver is for this. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to keep looking for the driver, but again, I don't have much to say about this machine other than what I just told you. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this machine. I just wanted it just because I used to have one and it would be nice, and I just thought it was nice to have one of these back on my computer shelf. Again, I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. I might get another Wi-Fi dongle and, you know, I might try to put it up on the network and try to do something with it. I don't know what the highest OS this can hold. I don't even dare to imagine. You could probably squeeze Vista on here, but Vista would probably run like a load of crap. So, You might even squeeze 7 on here, but honestly, this machine is just too damn old. Yes, XP is dead. It's been dead for over a year, you know, or 2 years now, I think. A year or two, something like that. I don't know. Something like that. But that's probably about the highest OS that this machine's going to run economically. I don't know. I'm not even going to attempt to put anything else on it except XP. I'll probably just do a fresh throw to XP and see if that fixes some of the drivers problems when I go back and look for the drivers. But I don't understand why the Ethernet driver was never installed and why I can't find it. That's just very interesting. And why can't I find the specs on this machine either? That is just very bizarre, why I can't find the specs on this machine. But anyway, I'm going to end the video here. Let's see. I think after browsing through Dell's website for a little bit, I think I have found the spec list for this machine. Let's take a look. System information. I want specs. That's what I want. I don't care about this thing. Let's see. Again, here's some of the specs on it here. You can see there. It may or may not tell me what I want. Yeah, you can see removing devices out of the bays. You can see that triangle there, that triangle latch. That's to remove things out of the multi-bay. I don't think this is telling me what I want. Now you can see I got this computer monitor here. Picked it up at Goodwill a few days ago. Cost me all of $9, and you know what? There's not a darn thing wrong with it. Very nice shaped computer monitor, not a darn thing wrong with it. This is not telling me anything. It's not what I want. Well, even without the spec list, we do have the BIOS to help us out a little bit. The CPU is a 1.3 GHz Pentium 3, currently running at 1.13, currently running at 1.13 at its maximum speed. It has a NVIDIA GeForce 2 Go as its GPU, or onboard graphics, with 16 megabytes of video memory. I need 2 hands to do this. Alt page. And again, just to show you here, that battery is donezo. Dead. Dead as a doornail. It's just not going to do anything for us. Again, this is actually a pretty well equipped BIOS. I know Dell is kind of fond of putting BIOS on machines that are kind of limited, but this one does have quite a few options in it. And we're going to get out of there. And that's pretty much all I've got to show you in this video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from the Techies world, hit the subscribe button down below. And I will see you in the next tech video. Thank you for watching.